Once a week, we connect live to a correspondent who fills us in on K-culture news overseas. Today, we will talk to a K-correspondent in the heart of Europe, the Czech Republic. The country is well known here in Korea through a K-drama that was filmed in its capital, Prague. Nowadays, Korean culture and products have become popular in the Czech Republic with the influence of K-pop, K-dramas, K-food, and even Korean healthcare. Let's now connect to our K-correspondent Kevin Chung in the Czech Republic to find out more. Kevin, hello.
Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Zoa. Hello, Walter. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Now, Kevin, please introduce yourself to the Culture Wave viewers.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin Chung. I am a student studying medicine in Prague, Czech Republic. It's just now been over a year since I came to Prague, which makes me feel slightly underqualified, but I'll try to do my best today.
We see, Kevin, through the media, how the Korean wave has grown in the Czech Republic. That's what we want to talk about a little bit. But how do you really perceive it, having been there now for a little over a year?
Well, my understanding is that Czech Republic has always been big in Korea. As you said, ever since the dramas, I believe the name was Lovers in Prague.
Right.
The other way around is taking just a bit longer, I think, but it's getting steam and it's getting bigger every time. For instance, I see several great Korean restaurants. I believe Matsip is probably one of the most famous ones. More recently, a Korean hot dog restaurant opened. It's perceived immensely well. And of course, K-pop is still one of the biggest things you can see and feel the influence of Korean culture. Many idols come for a global tour, but it's not just the idols anymore. It's the genre for K-pop is broadening. For instance, I think last year, the rap artist Dynamic Duo performed in Prague. Which I think is a big change. And Alza, this is the largest online shop in Czech Republic, actually, which is similar to Coupang, maybe a smaller Amazon. I discovered in there's a separate section on their website for Korean cosmetics and beauty products, which was quite a surprise to me.
Wow, that's quite a wide variety of Korean things that you find in the Czech Republic. I was really surprised with Dynamic Duo being there at a concert.
Yeah, so was I, actually. Yeah. So the Czech Republic's capital, Prague, is a popular tourist destination for Koreans. Now, backed by the hallyu craze, are there any Korean tourism spots that are popular amongst the Czechs?
See, when I talk to the younger generation, oh God, that makes me sound very old. But they do seem more interested in seeing Seoul, the big city life, all things Korean culture. They want to go to restaurants, they do the cafes. The K-pop fans want to go to a concert. They want to visit, I'm not sure if I can say the company name, the SM Town or one of the big venues, see everything. I've talked to some slightly older generations. They want to see more historic stuff, maybe like the Gyeongbokgung or like how the museums, or they also want to see the nature. Like I've talked about how beautiful like Chirisan or like Soraksan tends to be. Additionally, they're an inland country, so they don't really have the sea. Of course, it's not that far away, but still, when I talk about them, the beaches of Korea, they also seem quite interested about that as well.
I see. And now let's talk a little bit about, we mentioned that Lovers in Prague was really popular. But are there any Korean dramas or movies that are a hit among maybe the younger people or students, medical students maybe in particular in the Czech Republic?
Well, I think being medical students, I think almost all of them watched like House or Grey's Anatomy. So or some different sort of medical TV series. So I recommended 슬기로운 의사생활 to some of them, and I think they found it to be quite delightful. I think one of the reasons is because it focuses more on the life of medical personnel rather than the conflicts or like the stress of being in a hospital, like in a house. Some of my other friends are big fan of the horror genre, so I think they found the Train to Busan really interesting. And then they also tried, which I think it was Kingdom, and they found that quite interesting as well.
I see. And let's now talk a little bit about your proficiency, or you are a medical student right now. So we heard that the influence of the Korean wave is actually expanding into the medical field. So is this true?
Now, I haven't gone into my clinical years, so don't take my word too seriously, please. But from what I can see, is similar to us. The Czech Republic has a universal healthcare system, and seen from the inside of the medical scene, the hospitals and the personnel and everyone there is top notch. And to my understanding, is there's more and more like equipment and medications being used that they bring in from Korea, they buy from Korea, despite being, well, in the middle of Europe, right next to or close to great companies like Bayer or AstraZeneca. And I think it's because during the COVID-19 pandemic, a great shortage of medical equipment and medicine like gave an opportunity for the Korean companies to show the world that yes, we do make like good products, we do make good medicine and good equipments. And related to that, Moto, the Moto hospital that we go for lectures and practicals, is now currently going under construction for renovation and expansion for, I believe, a cancer treatment center, which means they're going to bring in a lot more equipment. They're going to need a lot more medication related to cancer. And I believe a good number of them might be Korean. Now, something else that I can say as a student who hasn't gone into the clinical year yet is that my professor so proudly showed us a 3D image simulator that we use for anatomy practicals, which was co-developed between a Korean university and a US university. Now, if you're from computer engineering or architecture, you might say that, well, 3D image, it's not like new cutting edge stuff. That's old technology. But it's not just the technology of showing the image, but it's the programming and the database that goes inside of an anatomy like simulation. That's more important. And I think that's an impressive feat that a Korean university has developed such a thing. Another reason that I think the Korean, not just cosmetic and healthcare, but like increase in popularity in Korean well-being products is that, well, even more than the US, which you can see like walls of vitamin supplements, we are immensely interested in being at well-being. We have from simple vitamin supplements to medications for joints and gum pains as well. Just you can go to the supermarket and buy something, and which it's so prevalent and so big that I believe is one of the reasons that it's now going to Europe as well.
Very interesting.
Very fascinating. I wonder if there is any medical sort of practice that Czechs are interested in.
One of my professors actually found acupuncture very interesting, and I'm not terribly sure about the English word. He also found dim very interesting as well. He says it's something that really shouldn't work scientifically, but it works, and he would just love to learn more about Korean medicine.
That's quite interesting as well. But let's go back to something, I guess, more relatable for our viewers. As far as we know, people in Czech Republic consume a lot of meat and beer. I assume they may have similar tastes to Koreans here. Where does Korean food stand in terms of popularity there in the Czech Republic?
I wouldn't say it's a major thing, quite honestly. And well, nothing's really that major. But since Czech Republic already has good beer, we already have some of them in Korea as well, like Pilsner or Kozel. Because they have good beer, I believe the Korean Korean fried chicken is like a real big hit. And other different types of meat-related dishes are also a big hit as well. As I said, there are some great restaurants here, 맛집, 주방, or some other places. They're almost all full, and I believe it's just going to be growing more and more.
And very briefly, Kevin, what other areas of the K-wave are currently popular in the Czech Republic?
Well, like I said, I was quite surprised to find Korean like beauty and cosmetic stuff in Czech Republic that is quite big, because I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a male, or maybe just I haven't looked into it yet, because you only think like, oh, it's going to be K-pop, oh, it's going to be like movies and dramas, and then you come and see like the people using BB creams or different kind of lip glosses and all that stuff, which was just immensely interesting to me.
We did actually just yesterday on our program mention how K-beauty is growing extensively in the countries around the world. So I guess that's also the case with the Czech Republic. So thank you very much for connecting with us today, Kevin, and keep in touch.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to have you back next week.
Yes, I'll see you next week.
See you.